I'm Tank. Women actually did have to work. Do you remember a thing called World War II when basically all the men got drafted, and in order to keep the United States and society running in the United States, women had to fulfill those roles. So
Suffrage
yes,
already
women
ended.
did.
Suffrage ended
I'm just
before World War II.
I'm over here trying to think of a time when a one household Sally was actually truly feasible.
Well,
I
and
Uh,
can't think of it.
that's the thing. He's
Up and
thinking of upper middle class white women not working. But if you go and look at people of color and women who were um, living below the poverty line or on the lower end of middle, they had to work. So for you to sit there and think that all women sat at home and just were homemakers, that's
I'm thinking of like Midwestern traditionalism, like not upper middle class white people, but where the household participated in somewhat self-sufficient strategies, where the woman would be in charge of tending to gardens and stuff along with the children, while the man would do something along the lines either related to agricultural or local industrial export. Like I don't know what's up.
We're Midwest. I said my grandma still worked and we're Midwest.
I'd say the '90s. Really, the
My
'90s
grandmother
is
worked her
really
whole life.
the '90s was really the last actual decade to where, like, because I remember my dad worked at the steel mill around here, and my mom stayed at home, raised us, and did the
I,
womanly
m-
duties, and we lived the. I mean, we didn't live an extravagant life, but we lived a life to where my mom could stay at home and raise me and my brother.
my dad made enough for that as well because my parents had the three of us really close, and it wasn't feasible for like childcare and all of that. But I'm gonna tell you now, looking back, we weren't any kind of stable. W- We were pretty poor actually, and it didn't make sense for my mom to work because she would have just worked to pay for childcare costs. So
Hmm.
we struggled. But if we actually look back and analyze it, we weren't good off. We were poor. We took advantage. My parents took advantage of the food stamps and all of the assistance and all of that kind of shit because it was just a one income household, and that was the '90s. I was a child in the '90s. That was my dad owning his own business too.
Little Dicky, welcome up. Are you going to unmute now?
Ooh, buddy.
Oh, little Dickie's.
Yeah, our friend Little Dicky, right? And I love it when people say I'm a white knight. I'd say I'm not. Some of the shit y'all are saying I don't agree with, but I can be respectful.
And we
It's
appreciate that.
delivery.
You know,
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's
I
his
mean, I can be
delivery. It's how he's
respectful.
delivering the message is the problem. You can
Does he?
disagree and have civil discourse, but this dude's
Hmm.
diarrhea out his mouth
Yeah.
is what gets his ass in trouble.
Oh yeah.
Does he know how to unmute himself?
I
Probably
don't have the
not.
option to invite him.
No, he talks about our intelligence and can't even figure out how to mute a damn mic. Go sit back.
Come on, Richard, unmute yourself. You know how you've been on this app for 3 years. Come on now. You said you've been on
Richard
Friday.
has been invited to turn his mic on multiple times by myself and several mods. So,
Ooh.
Oh,
Hmm.
Kaylee, we were to tell you that Angel had to hop off for a meeting and then she will call you.
okay, thank you.
Hmm.
I just have
No,
a
we really
question.
cannot hear you.
No,
You're
you're
showing
muted, you
muted.
dumb shit.
Oh man.
Richard, you're still muted. It says that you're muted.
Oh, at the bottom, the little microphone button that
There
has a
you
line
go.
through
Good
it,
job.
just
There you
click
go.
unmute.
Okay, you're unmuted now. It shows when you're talking because your box lights up. We know that you aren't saying anything.
It can wait my turn. That's why.
It's your turn. Speak.
This is clickbait. You people are disgusting, and no one has mentioned anything I put in the comments about men and women actually being equal.
Damn it, go on.
Well, we're not paying attention to comments. So, what were you saying about men and women being equal?
We go to work, we raise kids. The only thing we can't do is have babies.
Well,
Love it if men
men
could
can't
have
I would love it if you
babies.
guys could have babies.
Yeah, I wish we could just like transplant babies into your body and let you go through the miracle that they call birth.
But
I've
see, at
never,
the
I've
same
never
time,
seen anything like this. Can you please respond to what I said?
they literally just responded. Men can't
Yes,
have
by,
babies.
by
What's
saying
your
they
point?
would love men to have babies. I've been listening to you. You're ridiculous. And the only thing I responded to is that bi person crying about everything.
It sounds like you're the one. You're the one crying.
The
You've
only
been
thing I'm
projecting this
the
whole
only thing I'm
time,
crying
dude.
about is this hitting my page today. Normally,
Then
I'm
why
on
are
here for
you
about an
here?
hour. I watch parkour videos and supercross.
Ooh,
Wow.
parkour. Why are you
You could have
here?
just scrolled on. You didn't have to stay in here.
I
Like
want
you're free to
Richard to
leave.
have
Nobody
my
is
baby.
forcing you to be here.
I'll tell you why I stayed. I'll tell you why I stayed. I told that person to grow up. I imagined every one of you were children. When I heard adult voices, my stomach got sick.
Oh, boo hoo hoo. Wah.
stomach got sick. You should go see a doctor, you know. You might have diverticulitis.
So the reality of it, we do live in a very diverse world. We should be coming together.
Kaylee, I have to go hop on a meeting. I'll be back.
Wow, that was
Okay, thank
important.
you.
Hi, Amber.
You guys are tearing people apart for TikTok gifts. It's disgusting.
Who's
How
tearing
tearing
people?
people?
Well,
Yeah, who's
here,
tearing
can I say
people
something?
apart?
Can I say something? I
Hey,
don't.
men
Sure.
and women, let's come up and argue about life not being equal. And
I
while
don't-
we're at it, like the live and some roses.
Nobody's arguing that.
I don't.
Nobody's arguing. We're just
don't-
saying.
I don't disagree with Richard in that. Like, I think a lot of these lives are meant to just divide people. I think a lot of these are clickbait in that they want people to stick around because it serves them. It gives them likes. It gives. I mean, this one isn't as like crazy as a lot of them, but it's something that is a real issue.
Are you the same guy that? Are you the same guy that came up and reflected what I was saying, only did it in a way that women would maybe understand, and then called women ugly? Was that you?
No, I've never been to this
No,
live
that was
before.
rude.
But I think
No, that was somebody.
because like
Wait,
I mean,
then
it's
you're probably a troll too.
who me?
Yeah.
I'm not a troll. I
Hey,
came here to have a
hold on
legitimate
second. Is
conversation.
this go on?
No.
Well, if you get here and you disagree, these people will attack you right off the bat.
That's
and
fine. I
then
mean,
they will call you a troll.
that's fine. They can disagree with me. They can yell at me. Everyone's yelled at me or kicked me because they didn't like what I said. I do think that at some
guys,
point
it's
people need to
not-
reach across the
You have a
aisle
real-
to.
so you have a real.
Well, yeah. I mean, isn't that why people are here? I mean, I don't know. You don't have a real opinion. Why waste your time here?
Because you got to give TikTok roses. I've already said that. They're not here for a conversation. I've tried very hard in the comments only to be attacked by
Well,
these
comment.
people.
Yeah, you'll never
I
get
told them to
anywhere in a
grow up.
comment. You got to do it in the voice. I mean, no one's reading the comment except for the people in
The
the
first
comments.
time I came up, they pretended they didn't hear me and then talked over me and laughed at me and dropped me.
No, you were muted the whole time I was in the live. You stayed muted and were muted the whole time you were in the box. So
I
try.
never participated in these lives. In fact, I didn't know you could be muted
Oh,
in
not
the
defending
comments.
Richard.
And I'll
my
laugh
gosh,
at you
Richard.
again.
That was
Go
the
on
other
is
thing
helping
that
his
person-
kid with
That's the
project
other
right
thing
now.
the person did. Is they
That's how I
muted
know
me
it's not him.
when I was trying to
You
speak
know,
in the
it's
comments.
definitely not go on.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Go on's with his kid helping with his kid's project before school because you waited until this morning to do it. So
Why do you guys have these personal conversations over other people trying to speak? And then you say, go on, and I do, and you still speak.
The way you sound like go on and the fact that you act like go on is why we think you're go on.
Who is go on?
on's a person?
Well,
Go
can
on
I
is a
can I
person?
suggest
Yeah,
we just get back to the
The way
topics?
you're
Or
talking,
I mean-
and
So when you say go on, you're not telling me to continue.
No, we're talking
No,
about
it's
actual
a
person.
Oh my
person.
goodness, dude! Come on. You got to change the syntax. Like you can't just change. Like you got to change the cadence of your speech if you want to be believable. Like I mean, because you did
That's what
good
I
with
was
the
just
voice.
about
Like
to
going with the deeper
say.
voice, like it almost got me. But you have the same cadence, like in your speech, and you express more on certain words. Like the beginning, specifically the beginning syllable of the first word of
Is
the
this the
sentence.
guy talking to me in the comments earlier?
Go on, shut up. Yes, this is the guy who called the girls ugly.
One versus go on.
I think a
Perfect.
hint of
I've
Valley Girl
already-
would
I
zhuzh
already
it up
told
quite
you.
nicely.
And I tried to tell the
Valley
guy on
girl.
here.
Do the Valley girl.
If you disagree, you are a troll, right? So I told you in the comments, don't engage with me if I'm a troll. And yeah, guy,
Oh,
turns out
okay,
go
go
on
on.
is
I totally
go on is a person.
Okay, I'm gonna bounce out.
get back.
I gotta go. I totally missed that. Sorry,
Why
friendly
are you
fire.
so angry, Richard? I want to know this. Why are you so angry? Like,
Why are you so angry? Go on.
because I don't agree with the women on this panel, and they haven't attacked me or called me a troll because I'm respectful. See, there's a difference.
So me not sugarcoating the truth is disrespectful.
No, it's the way you state your points, right? I mean, you can be respectful
It doesn't make it less true, though.
while stating no.
I mean, just because you're offended by it doesn't mean that he's not right in what he's
This-
saying.
This display my disrespect. Do that.
And I think the only thing on that list of topics is that there's not equality in the world. Like, I mean, I think that's a no-brainer. But I think the other two, I think, are just. I think there's equality in the workplace and at home. But I mean, if you go through every single home and, like, you know, I've heard people say, well, not in my home. Like, I grew up like this, and it's like, well, no one really cares because it's not, you don't represent the broader, like spectrum of people. Like when we take the overall average of what's happened in history, and we're talking present day. We're not talking in Midwest 1930s Dust Bowl. Like we're talking, today in 2024, equality exists in the workplace. And if it doesn't, that's wrong. Like if someone is mistreated, male or female, then I think everybody on this panel can agree that that's bad. But the overarching experience that people are having is equality of opportunity, which is like the best it's ever been.
Well, I would have to disagree with equality in the workplace, and the reason why I say that is because if you have a physically demanding job and you have a man that can lift, I don't know, say a 100-pound motor, but a woman can't lift that 100-pound motor, the man's going to have to step up and assist her to lift that 100-pound motor, right? So
But
that's not equality in the workplace.
But let's be honest, though. It's not like you guys don't have pulleys and levers and machinery to help you do this heavy lifting.
At my job, there's some places where we can't get pulleys and levers and all that.
Let me ask you this, though.
Your employer doesn't have like a buddy, like a safety program where you have to have buddy lifts, or are you guys just not following safety rules? Because most places have buddy lift requirements where you're not allowed to deadlift something.
Well, and are you saying too, like the men just stand to the side and laugh at the woman trying to lift a 100-pound motor? Like that's not what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, no, but no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, again, if you have to lift, if there's no other available mechanics, yeah, we have to manually lift at times these motors and these parts to fix the equipment by ourselves. Yeah.
Well, there's also a description in it. When you take a job, when you apply for a job, there's always a line that says somewhere in a lot of these jobs, you need to be able to lift at least 100 pounds, 50 pounds regularly, be on your feet for 8 hours a day. You're signing saying that you're capable of doing that. And everybody is doing that. There's not a line in there that says, if you're a woman, you need to be able to lift 100 pounds. If you're a man, we only need you to lift 50 pounds. Like that. That's what I'm saying is that equality does exist in the workplace nowadays. Most companies, if not all of them, are required to provide any assistance that someone may need to perform their job. So again, there's equality in the workplace.
I have a question from Go On in the comments. He's wanting to know: do you mean equality or equitable? Do you mean equal or equitable?
No, equality
to me. Or,
yes.
Well, I believe in equality, not equity. I believe that everybody should have the same opportunity to get a job, but I don't believe that everybody should be able to get the job if they can't meet the requirements.
Yeah, and that's what exists now.
Can I point out, though, that not all men can lift 100?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, and they can.
I mean, so to generalize that all men can do that and say that no women can lift 100, because there's plenty of women who weightlift that can lift 150 pounds, no problem.
When did I say that every man can lift 150 pounds?
Well, no, I'm sorry. Maybe I just misunderstood. I was thinking, because the way you were saying it, if a woman can't lift 150 pounds, then she'll have to get help from a guy. But not to say that the guy can lift 150 pounds either. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, and obviously it is rare, and I will say it is rare that you do have to deadlift that kind of weight at my job, but we still have to, right? We still have to get the job done no matter what. So, I mean, again, if there's nobody available and you have to get the job done, sometimes jobs can't wait, so you do have to bend the rules a little bit.
Yep, you're bending rules.
You definitely have to, but there's some stuff in the chat here. Go On wants to talk to the guy. What do you want, Go On?
Richard.
Go. There goes Richard. Richard bailed. Scared to Go On.
Oh, I'm sorry, Go On. I didn't know you weren't talking to me. I thought you were talking to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's up, Big?
My bad.
Yeah, bro, you made Richard leave.
I'm sorry.
We're just chilling, debating on
Richard, come back. I'll shut up.
On TikTok. So what is this live like talking about? Are we talking about equality of outcomes or equality of opportunities?
Probably both.
I don't think you can have
We have
both.
to explain the difference all the time. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, I don't think you can have both. You can have equality of opportunity, but you can't force you can't force outcomes to be the same. That's why like DEI stuff doesn't work. It doesn't produce what it's intended to produce. And if you don't believe me, just look at Disney. And that's why I think starting and understanding like where you guys are coming from is important. Like I think in 2024 we've seen equality of opportunity at almost every turn, and then the places that are not offering that, we nip in the butt almost right away, because even the staunchest Republican could probably agree that everyone should have the opportunity to get a job. Every woman and man should be able to apply for whatever job they want, given that they have the qualifications to do so, and then have that equal opportunity. But we can't expect that there to be equal outcomes, like 50-50 men and women in jobs. It's just not going to happen, because we just choose different. We choose
I
different
don't
paths.
think I've ever heard anyone demand that. Though. Sorry, Barrett. I don't think I've ever heard anyone demand that. I think it's just said that
What the?
there's.
Oh, okay. The live has ended. Goodbye.
To lose their lives way more